Hello, everyone. Let's discuss this question from October-November 2024, variant 1-1. Now, this question, that is question number 8, that is of 4 marks. This question over here reads, Adamu is talking about the study by Baron Cohen et al. That is on ICE test conducted in the year 2001. He says that the findings are not generalizable. Explain why Adamu is correct that the findings are not generalizable using evidence from the study in your answer. So we need to see how the findings of the study are not generalizable while using the evidence from this particular study that was conducted by Baron Cohen et al. In the year 2001. Remember, there was the original version of the study. The original research was conducted in the year 1997, and because of the problems that were identified in the study that was conducted in 1997, Baron Cohen et al. Decided to reconduct this research in 2001, trying to rectify the problems that were identified in the previous research. Now, about this study that was conducted by Baron Cohen et al., they tried using the reading the minds in the eyes test. If we talk about the aim of the study aimed to investigate or they aim to test whether adults with high functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome had difficulties in understanding emotions by looking at just the eye region of the face. Participants in this study uh, included participants who were autistic. That was the first group. Group number, remember, there were 4 groups in this particular study, or the participants in this study were divided into 4 groups. The first group, that is group number 1, comprised of participants who were males, who were autistic, and there were 15 in number. So these participants, they included autistic people, they included participants from the general population, they were university students, Cambridge University students. They were all shown black and white images of eyes, and they had to choose the correct emotion from the 4 options that they were provided. Now, based on evidence from the study, we need to find out how the findings of the research lack generalizability. Now, if we speak about the if we speak about the evidence that helps us understand how the study is not generalizable, number one, it could be in terms of the sample, the participants that were there, that were recruited to participate in the study. So the first flaw could be in terms of sample bias. The study involved a small specific group of participants, including individuals who had high functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome. That is, they were autistic, they were university students, and individuals from the general population too. They were all adults. This sample does not represent the wider population, as it excludes people from diverse educational, cultural, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Likewise, we could say that the study is not generalizable based on gender and cultural limitations too, because emotional recognition and social understanding, we all know, may vary across different cultures, across different genders. But the study that was conducted by Baron Cohen et al. Primarily used Western participants. This means that the results may not be applicable to individuals from non-Western cultures, where emotional expressions and social interactions might differ from how they are in the Western world. Likewise, the study's findings, we could say, could lack generalizability in terms of the testing mechanisms too. Testing mechanism that was used over here too. Remember the ICE test. There was an artificial testing condition that was used over here. This ICE test that Baron Cohen et al. Used, it required participants to identify emotions from static, I repeat, static black and white images of eyes, which is not how people usually interpret emotions in real life interactions. Of course, they wouldn't be static. They move, dynamic. The word we could use over here is dynamic for real life interactions. In real conversations, we use a tone of voice, there are facial expressions, there's body language. So the test may not fully capture real world social cognition. Now, these are the things that I'd like to assume you knew of, even if you didn't. I hope you now know about how the study, we can say the findings of the study may not be generalizable. Having a quick look at the marking mechanism here, up to 1 mark available for defining generalizability or non-generalizability, up to 4 marks available per correct point made based on evidence. Now, having a quick look here, generalizability is whether the findings can extend beyond the sample to the target population. Group 1, like I mentioned earlier, comprised of all males, so this makes it difficult to generalize to females. Remember when I had used the word gender limitation. The Asperger syndrome group was volunteers, so may be different to non-volunteer Asperger syndrome people. Now, the participants from group number 1, they were recruited through volunteer sampling, which is also referred to as self selecting sample. Now, what about the participants who have Asperger syndrome, but they either did not come across the advertisement or they chose not to volunteer for this particular study? Likewise, if we talk about the second group, group 2 was only made up of people from education classes or library users from Exeter, which is a specific part of the population. Group number 3 were only from a prestigious university, that is Cambridge University, so may not represent other undergraduates, because of course, Cambridge is a prestigious university where not every Tom, Dick, and Harry gets admission. The majority of group 3 was science students, so these may be different to humanities students. So use any point that you want. Remember, this question is of 4 marks, and you need to write down 4 correct points to be able to hit a 4 on 4. So the generalizability definition part, this is highly, highly recommended. You could use this. See, there are numerous options amongst which you could choose what to write, what not to write. Now, the purpose behind this revision lesson is to let you know that you could be asked about, you could get a question on a similar nature. I mean, you could get a question on, let's just the study by Milgram, where there were only male participants. Again, you could get a question from any other study as well. So if you come across a question of this sort, read the question thoroughly, pick up on the command words. Number 3, hop on really quick to the number of marks that are allotted there, so that you know you're not missing on anything. Now, you've seen that questions that are of 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, where in questions of this sort, you usually are expected to give the amount of points in relation to the marks that are allocated to that particular question. I hope this revision lesson has been helpful. Thank you.